Hello and welcome to 3 Minutes. The U.S. Catholic Catechism for Adults has a chapter, The Sacrament of Penance and Reconciliation. It's a subhead that says, God is rich in mercy. Our guest today, Msgr. Rick Hilgartner, is going to tell us more about this sacrament and why it is so important to us about our relationship with God. Welcome, Msgr. Rick.
It's good to be here, thanks. And this really is a good gift, a great gift, and perhaps maybe a too well-kept secret. This gift of reconciliation, this gift of healing, is often something that's perceived as something to be nervous about or to be ashamed of, because we have a natural inclination not to want to talk about our faults, to kind of hide them, to cover them up. The sacrament, though, is this invitation not only to empty those, to rid those burdens, but to do what the Lord wants to have us do, which is to experience His healing and His love. The sacrament exists specifically because the Lord knows we need it. The Lord recognizes our faults and our failings and offers us this gift as a way through those, as a way beyond those, to a place where we can be restored, healed, refreshed, and brought into a new relationship and communion of love with Him.
You mentioned the word fear. I mean, there are a lot of people who resist going to confession because they don't want to talk to another person, or they felt that they won't be forgiven because their sin is that great. What do you say to someone like that?
Well, two things. One is the assurance that this is about forgiveness. This isn't about punishment or chastisement. This is about being healed. And secondly, it has to do with what we experience in the sacramental life of the Church, that everything we believe about the Lord is manifest in outward signs that we can see, hear, touch. And in the sacrament of reconciliation, we say the sacrament of penance and reconciliation, there's two movements. The movement of the sinner who steps forward and says, I have sinned and I want to try to do better. And then the movement of God through the hands and through the voice of the priest, almost as a running forth like the father in the parable of the prodigal son, to embrace, to welcome, and to restore. And it's through the voice of the priest that there isn't any more question or doubt as to whether I'm forgiven, because I hear those words, your sins are forgiven, I absolve you. And that really is the voice of God acting through as an instrument of by the priest.
Just a few seconds left, Monsignor. And then what happens after you are forgiven? What do we hope for the penitent?
Well, we talk about making firm purpose of amendment, which is what we call giving a penance or doing a penance, which is really not a punishment, but it's here's my first step in striving to do better and showing that I really want to walk with the Lord.
Monsignor Rick, thank you so very much for joining us to tell us about the importance of the sacrament of penance and reconciliation. And thank you for joining us for 3 Minutes. See you next time. Just keep talking.
Okay.
There you go.
We got it.